My name is Henrique, I'm 34 years old, and even now I avoid talking about what happened. Not because I'm ashamed, but because every time I remember it, that same cold shiver crawls up my neck, like something is still watching me. It happened in 2019 on my family's farm in the countryside of Minas Gerais. My grandfather had passed away not long before, and we were cleaning the property to sell it. I was responsible for staying there a few nights, guarding the tools and keeping curious people from wandering onto the land. The farm was in a remote area surrounded by old, dense forest, the kind of forest that feels too old, with trees that creak even when there's no wind. Ever since I was a kid, my grandfather used to say, "The forest has ears, boy, and on certain nights it answers back." I always thought it was just countryside superstition. Until that night. On the third night, I noticed how unusually quiet everything was. No crickets, no frogs, no wind. A silence so heavy, it felt like the air itself was being held still by someone. I sat on the porch with a strong flashlight and my phone. I tried turning on my grandfather's old portable radio to pass the time, but it only made static. Around 11:50 p.m., I heard something that made every hair on my body stand up. A howl, far away, but not far enough. It wasn't a dog, it wasn't a wolf. It was deep and long, like it came from an enormous throat filled with pain. I tried ignoring it, telling myself it was just some big animal from the region. But not even 2 minutes passed before I heard footsteps in the forest. Not the footsteps of an animal on 4 legs. These were human footsteps, but too heavy. Each step sounded like it was pressing the soil down. I aimed my flashlight at the trees, but the beam only reached a few meters. That's when I heard breathing, a deep, heavy sound, like the ground itself was exhaling. Something big, right there beside me, hidden behind the trees. Then a thick branch snapped. My spine went cold. "Is someone there?" I yelled. Silence. And then 2 eyes appeared, yellow, much too high to belong to a dog or even a person. The eyes moved slowly as if studying me. And then it smiled. I didn't know an animal could smile like that. A twisted grin, full of long, wet teeth, wolf-like teeth, but the face was stretched, almost human. My body locked up, I couldn't breathe. The creature stepped forward. That's when I realized it was standing upright, on 2 legs. When it let out a deep growl, I finally managed to move. I ran inside the house, locking the door with shaking hands. My heart felt like it was trying to tear out of my chest. I turned off every light and pressed my ear to the door. Nothing, for about 20 seconds. And then, tap, a step on the porch. Tap, tap, 2 slow, heavy steps. It was right there, inches away. I could hear its muffled growl like it was sniffing the wood. Holding my breath, I prayed, even though I'm not religious. "Go away, please, just go away." A smell seeped through the cracks of the door, earth mixed with fresh blood. The creature lifted something, maybe its hand, and dragged long claws across the wood. The sound was sharp and deep. Then silence. And then I heard the thing that broke me from the inside out. A warm breath sliding through the gap under the door. It was smelling the air, searching for me. In my panic, I remembered something my grandfather always said. If the creature comes, don't run, don't scream, don't stare, and never ever open the door. It tests your courage. But I had no idea what to do, so I dragged a chair and wedged it against the door, trying to block any way in. My grandfather's old radio began to hiss on its own. Suddenly, through the static, I heard a faint voice. "Don't look." My blood froze. It was my grandfather's voice, clear as day. I didn't know if it was fear, hallucination, or something beyond this world. But I obeyed. I closed my eyes and whispered a prayer. On the other side of the door, the creature went still, motionless. For long, endless, 40 seconds. And then it walked away. I heard its steps moving off the porch, then across the dirt, then deeper into the forest until they disappeared completely. I stayed awake until sunrise, sitting with the flashlight in my hand, waiting for it to return. But it didn't. As soon as the sun was up, I grabbed my things and left. I came back the next day with other people to get the rest. When we arrived, the door had 4 long claw marks deep, as if steel blades had carved through the wood. The porch had footprints, too large to be human, and too long to belong to any animal I knew. The police said it was some big animal from the region. But I know what I saw, and I know what listened to me that night. The farm was sold afterward. A new family lives there now. Sometimes I drive past the road that leads to it, but I never turn in, because some nights, around the same time, I still hear a howl, low, drawn out, as if calling me, and I smell that same mix of earth and blood, as if it remembers me and is waiting for the next time I dare look.